missions and tried to do numbers 2 and 4 on tough difficulty, which we have. The later campaign missions are going to be in Act 2 in a future update. And these two, I think we'll be doing it later when I have some more time. Given that I took a whole day for this, plus more like runs, practice runs in the background as well, and another like 5 hours for this one. I'm going to hold off on this now because I don't have that amount of time. What we can do is another standard run, which we're going to be doing on Decrepit Ruins, apparently. Well, it's going to be one of those days. Decrepit Ruins only. Know me? Know me, right? Except this sector. We have no choice. I'm not allowed to change anything here. Those are the rules, and I abide by them, even though I would love space architects and teleporters, because I've discovered that teleporters can actually connect to multiple things, which makes them a lot better than I previously thought they are. In fact, yeah, now I see how these insane scores people have been posting are possible. Maybe we'll do it once. Hopefully we'll find a run like that before their inevitable reduction in usefulness. And those of the developers, which, you know, is justified. Careful observation and experimental tech. Although, you know, there's always going to be something that's going to be amazing. Alright. So, experimental tech gives us 2 free slipway relays. And careful observation removes the need for seeing empty signals. This means we do not have any sort of economic bonus to help us. Where's my studio? There we go. Just going to keep an eye on sound levels and all those things. And, you know, have a preview. Wait, it's saying I am streaming, but the stream is not. Before I start, let's have a look at the refresh and see if the preview is actually working, because if it's not, yeah, okay, it's working. Fine, great. So we can go. Now have a look at the text, right, before we see the galaxy, just to have an idea what's available. So we have a choice between both tech options. I've never taken the tier 1 research option for the Vittori. The Xeno laboratories? Yeah, I don't know. The problem with those is that they cannot become successful, right? Which means that they block your other plans from getting prosperous. Which is not what you want, really. We also have Aversion, although it seems unlikely we'll be that rich, given that we have no economic bonus. There is Gravitic Mining, which is, you know, a way we gained a lot of money recently. Also, Brain Machine Interface, Flexible Fabrication, and Skill Download. So, I should keep Skill Download in mind if we go for Brain Machine Interface, since this precludes a Skill Download later in the game. And it might be good to have Skill Download for later. And it's not necessary because we do not have anything that requires 6 connections. There's also Economic Zones, which with experimental tech could be good. Let's have a look at the sector, right? Also, Decrepit Ruins, if you don't know what it does, you cannot make robots on Remnants, so we'll have to make all our robots in Forge Worlds. Which means Forge Worlds are the only place to make either robots or goods. Thankfully, Flexible Fabrication will take the load off the Forge Worlds a little. We do not have the availability to make more. Now, on the contrast, we do have a couple sources of energy tech, namely plasma containment and Starbirth late in the game. So energy could substitute for chips, robots, and goods, which are going to be hard to come by. But how do we solve the early game, you might ask? Well, one way to do it is to take a cheap tech, like deep drilling, go for orbital labs and gravitic mining, and try to basically rush our way to plasma containment. Another way would be to go with brain-machine interface, go a little bit slower, right? Try to utilize the plants we have, get quantum computing, and then use that to catapult our way to techs like plasma containment and Starbirth, which can fix the obvious problem that this sector will have. Decrepit ruins is not to be underestimated. I think the 10% penalty from it is not nearly, or 10% score bonus for it, is not nearly compensating you enough. In most cases, anyway. So where would we start? I mean, that's a nice configuration of planets there to go with as our first scan. It's the largest possible set of planets and signals we can get. However, it does make the other scans not as amazing as they would be. Although, I mean, there's not really a good way to... I could do that instead. Right, and restrict myself to 4 and 4 in 2 scans each. Right, I could do that. And then, you know, we'll maybe get these 3. I think, though, that doing the 5 would be probably a better idea. If we just get some way to do 3 planet trade, right, at the very beginning, and then this could save us quite a bit of money. Yeah, let's send it. Okay, opening is done. We have a problem. That there are no people producing planets and no biomatter producing planets either, which means none of these can really do anything. Now, having a look here, there's a desert. We have mineral seeding available to us, right? Which, you know, 1 point for this tech already. There are possibly 3 sources of minerals all together here, which could lead to a laboratory. This 4-bear ruin I'm interested in as well. These are usually quite valuable, mostly because they can give you money, quite a reasonable percentage of the time. Now, because of what I said before, right, now we're in a bit of a pinch, because now we have to take a lesser scan. And now, ideally I got a scan that's adjoined with these planets. An ocean planet over here would be basically the best thing we could get. Or perhaps an Earth-like up here. Although we'd need a second colonizable planet to make a loop with a monoculture farm. This could also be an arid planet, which would make a 2-way trade. Or an Arctic planet, which would make a 2-way trade. Right, so arid, Arctic, and Earth-like. There are 3 options. Down here, there's only ocean. So the next best place would actually be up here. Also 4-bear. And it's an arid. Which means we get a connection here. The main problem, of course, is that it has no food available to it. Because this happens to be an iceball, and that happens to block quite a few possibilities off. We only have 3 small options here. So it's quite unlikely that we'll actually get the food here. Unless it's actually here, right? So I think I should get more information. Now, if I take all 4 here, I would be blocking this off. Am I interested in that planet? Good question. I think not. It is obstructed. Yes, this could be the ocean, right? We might decide to go for that. But first, let's check for food. There is a source of food. Let's basically got ourselves a plan at this point, right? Which some people in previous videos have actually commented to me that you can actually right-click to set a plan. Now, normally I don't like doing this because I think that, you know, it might lead me to tunnel vision, right? But it could be good for demonstration purposes to sometimes do this. Now, I can see a problem occurring already, right? Which is this, right? I mean, it can help you also, right? Setting the plan up. The droid here will have to come from a forge world, which would have to find here, 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 or here. Is there some sense in scanning, or is there more sense in settling? If I settle, right, and do not actually increase the radius of my possible scan up top, so it doesn't really gain me additional information to do this. That means probably going with the scan, which gave me the information I was looking for, and namely the fact that yes, this has problems getting itself robots. Who would have thunk, right? I mean, there is another forebear ruin which could potentially become a robot. It just is a little bit far-fetched. This iceball, again, it's so in the way, right? That would be an answer. Wait, oh, it's not. No, it's absolutely not. The other exploding tech, right? The other tech that looks like an explosion. That allows you to actually blow up planets for money. That would be the answer here, right? Destroy this, get this connection, and then... Wait. What? No, that doesn't... hold. Just cancel those. Different plan. This is the colony. We ignore this for a bit. And that's a two-way trade as well, right? And then where would you get the food from? Well, there's a primordial here. And then there's an Earth-like here to fix it, right? That's a 4-planet setup. It's a lot more janky. But it is complete. Unlike the other start. Oh, wait. And there's also a function in the game where you can click these. Right? Of course, the question is, in what order should I do this? Right? Let's have a look. 75, 67 plus 1. Oh, that does... Oh, that's... Okay, so the functionality isn't that good. And this is plus 2. Right? Possibly because, in this case, we would have a struggling planet. Oh, and then, of course, in this way we have a two-way trade, right? 66 plus 2. Now, there's another way we could set this up to start with. Which is, you know, this is why I prefer using my memory, because it doesn't work all that well. Which is this start, which is actually plus 3. Right? It's a better start than either of those two previous plans. Also, I can use December to scan now. Which I wouldn't be able to if I started down here. Because I would like to settle this before scanning further, because it's, you know, would give more information. So yeah, let's have a look. I think I'd like to see what these three are first. Getting another people input into here from a different direction would be amazing. And also, you know, there's this asteroid down here, which will probably become very good. I might want to hold off on it if I can, to use it for gravitic mining and then its upgrade. Which combines well with orbital labs. We've seen that. Okay, some tasks are now available. Now, scanning this much, of course, does mean that getting a Bakar task to scan plants will feel bad. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We'll have to take it anyway. Because making robots seems like a thing we're going to be avoiding as much as possible in this sector. Because normally you would use these plants to make robots. And right now we have to use Forge Worlds, and I haven't found any yet. I mean, there's one here, right, that could make robots. Those aren't very useful robots, though, because like there's nothing around here that could use them. So it's more likely to end up making goods for this world eventually, right? Once we manage to somehow do something about the fact that this is in the way. I mean, there was another argument to be made. Right? We have these 2 slip relays. I'd rather use them in an emergency than, you know, use them for the start, which seems a bit iffy. I could use one of them, though, to connect this arid into here. And then I could use the other one to connect this arid there, right? Just like double relay it. Which will mean that, you know, this can be a usable colony at this point. And then this connection could be made, but I don't think that using 2 relays just to get a single arid, you know, just like hyper tunnel visioning into it, would be valuable enough. There's robots, but like, how can we... I don't see a plan for them. There's discover 8 planets, which, I mean, we're going to discover 2, 4, 6 possibly, right? reasonably quickly. I think we will take this mission, even though, you know, I feel bad for doing the scout, because we could have gotten 3 out of 8. But, you know, wasting time is even worse. And then either invent a tech or increase the total production of bots. Now, the tech we have available here is deep drilling, which is extremely cheap, right? We can just connect in 1 or 2 remnant ruins. I mean, there's one here we just get, right? We even get 1 more point of science. In fact, I can connect this as well, and then we just have it. So I could just take deep drilling. It wouldn't really do all that much, but it would get me my task complete, and the next task for Vittori is 8 bonus science. Getting that as early as possible means, you know, getting your feet off the ground very quickly. And we could possibly attempt to do 2 at the same time. So this year I should try to at least set these up. Right, just like, this is sort of a guaranteed thing we have to do. We're in October, we have 29, 17 income, which is not all that amazing for the first or second year. There's something to be said for doing this arid, right? And sending, or there's also something to be said for sending a water here. They both want water, right? Just a problem. This connection will satisfy it. Allow me to send another person in. I could make water here, right? And send it from there. The unfortunate part is not having any way to make food. This could make food if we had freeze-resistant bots, but we don't. Instead, we have Brain Machine, which, wow, Silthid has that. It's like one of the best things. I would imagine it was something. I mean, yeah, it's a Brain Machine interface. It makes some sense that Silthid would have it, but turns out Silthid has all the good stuff, right? I mean, scout first or thing first. I don't know. At least reveal this information. Okay, this is interesting. Now this can really only be a colony. Can this connect? Oh, it can. So then, you know, you get a nice loop here. And then, I mean, you know, where would the food come from? Like here. The reason why I'm so interested in an algae farm would be that its upgrade requires ore, which could come from, you know, here. Right? And that's a connection there that we can't see. That's a tentative plan though, because like, there's no way to see. Yeah, you would be like, oh wow, a colony, two-way trade, right? But there's also something that says for, you know, this colony, that two-way trade, and then later on you still get the two-way trades for the ocean world, right? Or you could even be like, no, you know what, I'm going to make water here, and then I'm going to fulfill these guys' later water needs, as well as this one, right? If I'm going to make water here and this here, how am I going to get food in, right? I mean, there you could, right, do a relay here. We have 2 free relays. We could relay in food. Problem with that is that we'd be out of money. There are no asteroids here to pick clean, right? And this is very likely going to be our way of getting out of the money bind, because this asteroid is like, yeah, it's useful, but it might be more useful later. I don't know if Starbirth counts as a planet. I would suppose it does, but I don't think we can wait that long. I would love to wait until graphitic mining though. So, like, I think we'll do one more scout. Would this one actually give us more information if I took? Yeah, much more. So I should not scout these 2 until we actually found this planet. This one though is probably, yeah, it's probably safe to do without costing us additional time. So there's a jungle, another Arctic. Actually, oh, that's amazing though. I want this one because it connects to the asteroid. It makes a 2-way trade and it uses the last food, and it makes 2 successful worlds here. Now, if I build it right now though, we will have to pay its upkeep, so we'll have to pay 1 extra credit. We could save the 1 credit by connecting this in, paying 6 for once, but we'd have to pay the 6 eventually. Will we be able to play through next year? Yes, with the help of an asteroid, right? So it's okay. Okay, so what are the options here? A base for 2 or study for 6 science. The problem with the study, of course, is that we need to unlock Vittori. Vittori is asking us to research the technology. I mean, that will do, right? And that unlocks it, and then we can get the 6 science, and then we can use the 6 science to research another thing. Like maybe even get to the gravitic mining, right? Like try to rush our way there without even having any labs. Labless gravitic mining, let's go, right? First though, this is too good to pass up, I think. It costs only 1 upkeep. Our income goes to 22. And then further up to 28. Like just like that. 2 successful planets. And, you know, we don't have the Dender, so we can't have missions for those types, but they're still good. And, you know, this connection can eventually be made for goods. And then if we desire to use a relay, I could even, you know, make that connection. This connection can be made for water. And this can be ore, right? Sending it in here to make the good. Although the water connection will cut short this connection as well. The problem with all of these connections is if you look at the cost of it, right? 15 is a bit high when you only have 11 wealth. It's a bit too high, in fact. And we can't afford this either. We're 1 short. Yeah, I could do a scan, right? And then use an asteroid. The reason to scan would be to get the Bakar mission done with. Then asteroid, then that gets us rid with both missions. If we can get an easy enough Bakar mission, then we could try to shoot for a level 2 here, which would mean 60 credits, right? A much needed infusion of cash, since we managed to just, in the span of 2 years, completely use up our starting funds, right? Our coffers are empty. Let's fill them back up somehow. We're not shipping any ore anywhere yet, which is like a big reason why deep drilling won't be that good. But if I could do this, right, then that set this up somehow. I could just do colony mining fairly greedily, right? And do that, getting us 2 extra income, but it won't be, it'll still be struggling, and it won't be easily getting food. I just don't think that's a great plan, right? I think looking up here would be better. Let's try that. Yeah, I wanted to know that, because now there are a lot of these. Like a very high number of these here. That's interesting for Vittori. Late game Vittori will require us to make these prosperous / successful. It's just that these can't really be used for that much, right? Like this third option that's missing is, you know, it's taunting us, right? It taunted us down here. Now it's taunting me up here, right? Because like this, of course, would be amazing. I could send some here, I could send some there, I could send a bot in from here, I could send a bot in from there. Like this jungle can be made prosperous really easily if we could make some robots. Just there are no robots, right? Like I could swap this to there, you know? We do have matter transposition, but it's, you know, it's far, far away. That costs 8. I could just take it. And that will allow me to take a tech, completing the Vittori mission. I will have to take an asteroid, which will probably be this one. Just the biggest one we can get. And then, I mean, we still have 2 here, right? So, graphitic mining is still on the table. It won't be as good anymore, but let's take this. Okay. We can get 2 robots here, right? It costs 30. Expensive. Another 20 then for you. But you know, we can do the thing where we get a bunch of stuff. The other option would be this orange chip, which is not terrible considering the planets that are around here will make it for a very strong laboratory, like an ore or chip laboratory, right? Unfortunately, deep drilling does not work on sending minerals to laboratories. That's one of its biggest downsides. I'll take it anyway, though. It'll complete my mission. Like in 3 years, that's pretty nice. Then exploit this to have money. And then I believe, like, I would like to I mean, I think I'll just make biomatter here. This will probably want to be a colony. And that will get me to the end of the year as well, right? And then obviously this connection will have to be made. So we get 30 income instead of 26. Now we get a better scan. Right, this is very likely to complete our mission. Let's take it. There we go. And the car is now complete. So now what do they want? Another 12 planets to discover. I mean, that's not too hard. And it gets us 60. Now I'm eyeing the Vittori mission here. Establish a lab studying ore. We've found a few places where that can be done. 5 science is quite steep, but it's not impossible. It would mean 3 ore. I mean, there's something to be said for this, right? And then 1 more here. And then, I mean, that's obstructed, but maybe we could float it. Like, what's behind here? 2 planets, right? That's actually neat, right? The Vittori perk, careful observation, coming in clutch here, telling us, yeah, there are actually guaranteed 2 planets here, right? Like, we know what things are because of careful observation. So I can actually use this to look around and be like, oh, you know, there's 1, 2, 3 planets here, and 3 unknowns and 1 asteroid or thing. Although this can be a planet, right? I mean, I find it unlikely that 2 strong signals are going to be anything less than 2 planets, though. It might be possible, right? Let's take these 2. Now, getting 12 planets discovered will allow us to keep going with our income. It's not the best order to do things in a natural sense. Naturally speaking, you'd want to study the life forms, yeah. Do I want to study the life forms though? I could establish a base later, which will allow me to do a biomatter laboratory, but I think that's... I might just want to keep it, right? I could keep this as like, oh, you know, I can always get 6 science and unlock our way to either brain machine or orbital lab. I don't know which one, right? I'd want to get first. It kind of depends on how much income we can manage to get. For now, though, I should keep working my way towards better income. I could send a person here. Now, I wish the lab was microchips over ore, actually. Reason being, if I could do this, then I could also do that, and I could also do that, right? I might just do the microchip lab anyway and ignore you, and then do the ore lab as well later. The microchip lab here would mean getting 2 asteroids, getting 4 planets up here, right? A lab studying 2 microchips and 2 humans for 4 science, as well as getting you to be, you know, even more established. And this connection, right, to get a good in here, we'll get this successful as well. That would mean you have 2 successful neighbors, not 3. I could connect this here for another good to give you 4 successful neighbors and pop you prosperous, which will increase our trade income by another 3. I mean, that's a lot for a complicated plan. I mean, I could just set it out right what we're gonna do. So that would be this, that, and then it would be that and that, and you know, this, I suppose, right? And then that would probably follow, right? Now, the issue here, of course, is that if we look at where we're producing ore, it's nowhere near each other, right? It's kind of all over the place and not really what we want to make. So I don't really like that plan too much considering the missions we've gotten, right? It doesn't seem to work out all that well. Now, what I'm more interested in is, can we somehow do this, right? I mean, yes, right? The problem is if I connect both here, then and then there, right? Then, like, how is this going to get its robot, right? If I want to give this thing its robot, it'll have a hard time getting there. And if I just set this up as a food place, it'll just struggle for a long time. But it'll at least mean that we get these minerals, right away. And it'll have its food, so it'll have enough to sustain itself and make a third human, and we'll get 2 inputs and work our way towards the lab. It's just that, you know, we'd be floating this. Right, I need a forge world here. If it was a forge world, we'd be done, but it's not. So scan, question mark, right? It's like, I think no matter what, I do like the plan up here. So, like, do we do that first? The problem with that is, of course, if we invest in science here, will it be lower in income as well? Also, I mean, I want to keep these asteroids, perhaps, right? To be able to use that. We don't have any other option in for Bare Ruins to give us tech, right? Yeah, there's this as well, but silly me, I made this connection. So I'd have to connect you in first to be able to see what this is. If this is more science, I might be able to do something fancy. So yeah, those are our options. There's quite a few things. I could know if I could get a people in here, a person. I mean, that's out of range, right? What's the problem? What's behind here? I mean, enough things, right? 1, 2. What's the chance that there are like no people in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets? There are 6 kinds of people producing plants and 4 kinds of plants that don't. Like, yeah, 6 types of people producing plants, and then there's remnant mineral forge world, primordial, and the 3 unknowns, right? There's 13 types of planets. So it's almost a 1 in 2, 6 out of 13. But we get to re-roll, right? 4 times. Take those odds? I think I'll take those odds. So that means making a goods factory. And setting you up for success. Also, it's 7 of 8, so that's kind of neat. Hopefully, spending the rest of the year scouting and doing other stuff. I mean, it might just be a skip, right? If we can't get anything that gives us money. And we did get something that gives us money. Is this worth considering? A science colony? It'll make 2 science if we put in 2 humans. We'd really want 3 humans to go in here then. Then it's typically good. I mean, it's still okay, right? It's still as good as an orbital lab. It'll use up the human too, right? Problem is, of course, we're out of money, and, you know, not taking the 19 might be kind of awful because we're wasting 6 months. I'll take the money. Right. Now, since there was no science on offer, unfortunately, that does mean I can't get my hands on... what's the one? You could also just do or lab on top. Up here. But the connection is like too long. Like I would have to not connect you, right? And then I could do it. Double ore, another ore. Send in all the ore. Thing is, I have no plan to use that, right? but it would work, right? It would work. It'd also be too expensive, but, you know, neither here nor there. So now the plan is really to get to October, ideally, before founding another planet. So it can benefit off the money difference, but I don't think that that's reasonably feasible here. Like, at all. Yeah. So what do we do? Just continue exploring? Try to get these 12 planets? Like, desperately? Does that sound like a really good proposition, does it? I still have my 2 free relays as well, right? I gotta consider, like, what am I gonna use those for? I'm still thinking about those as well, right? Like, I could do some shenanigans up here with them, right? Perhaps. I could relay in you as well, right? If I make a lab down here, right? Connect this. Why would I want to do that? Economic zones? Yeah, sure. I mean, economic zones are valuable. That's like a spider web, right? This is our central hub, Deuter 7. It's like our home planet. Kind of neat. I made this, but I'm not using it. I should really be using it. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, that looks better. And you can make ore here. I can't use one of my months, right, is the thing. So I can't connect anything. I mean, that, right, but that does nothing. That does nothing. That does less than nothing. There's no connections I can make with this system. We've made every connection that's possible. And, I mean, like, this scan is like not valuable. Or just, like, I mean, that is possible, but I don't think I'd want to do that. I'd rather burn the 8 money. So let's burn the 8 money. Now, which remnant would I want to make ore at? Since the other ore is here, and I want to try to get this mission. So, here. Yeah, that hurts. Income went down by so much. And then we'd have to skip anyway? And end up with almost no money? No. I think it's take the skip. As painful as it is. There's just no reasonably good solution here that involves, you know, could go for this, but then I'll leave that for later, right? The good times will come. Okay, that's you solved at the very least. We're at 24 again. Let's try to get these. I mean, we can get this mission as 2 signs as well, right? Now that's a good planet to make people on. It will connect another ore planet as well. It will connect to this ruin as well. If I could just get it some food. There's our answer. This can make robots. Food can come from here. It could go here. Sorry. It could go here. Hey. What the? Stay here with me. Stay here with me. The human can go here. The goods can come in here. Here's our 2-way trade, as well as, you know, can sell another person in. Hey. Mr. Krabs. This always happens. And then, I mean, I guess that. Oh yeah, we have to choose here. You have to choose. Right? Leaving us with a shortage of 1 mineral. But if I find this event, recycle it, we'd be done, right? So which way do we start? I think we'll start with the cheapest planet that has the most connections, which would mean this colony. And I guess we'll float the bot for a while, because this is quite expensive to set up. Well, this does have the asteroid, but again, you know, I want to use all the things ideally in some way. I mean, this could be a colony, right? This could be some kind of help for this. Maybe biomatter here, right? Although, you know, do we cross streams here? I guess I could use a relay for the biomatter, but right. So this biomatter, but it can't. It can't. I don't want the two-way trades. Also, we're cutting this off, so maybe I don't use these. 1, 2, 3, lab, right? Right? I mean, I could do that, right? But I mean, that's better, right? Yeah. We got our lab. Can we do it in 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, basically. Got one spare even. I try to keep below the empire size when the lab's finally constructed. Problem here, this one's water. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But there's a solution. It's a workable solution that I will accept. Also, you know, this can make food, like a lot of food then. So that's fine. It'll work. And then, I mean, what's the next one we want, right? The thing with the lowest upkeep. This one then. Can we afford to do this? Hard to tell. Hey, we can get some more money from here, right? 27 income. Right, the admin costs are also starting to hurt a bit. So that. Right, I mean, we do get. Yeah, we do get deep drilling bonuses, right? She gets 6 trade income instead of 4. That's pretty nice. Also you as well, right? It's only making 8. Why are you only making 8? Oh, you're not a mineral planet. Right. That's so sad, right? I wish this tech did some more, right? Just mine zone everywhere, but it's not. I mean, this is not a mine, right? It's a scrapping operation, but still, right? I'd love it if it was mines everywhere and just scale with the other Bakar techs, but it just doesn't. On the other hand, it's like the cheapest tech in the game, so it makes some sense at the very least. So yeah, I mean, this ocean might, you know, do something. I'm making this, but I'm not using it. Yeah, about that. I mean, we had different plans, but then, you know, this showed up and that showed up, and then, you know, I made this earlier and it just doesn't do anything. Well, maybe we'll be able to use it later for something, right? With like infraways or something. I don't know. For now, it just sits here, being unhappy and costing us upkeep. I mean, we do have something going in, but, you know, it's going to be a net loss in a while. That's life, I suppose. So if I send the last human in here, that does mean we won't be able to get a human from here into the lab. Is there a way to stop that? I mean, yes, which would involve this colony, but this has no way to get food, right? Which is the hard part, because the lab is going to cut short a bunch of these connections. Yeah, and I could float this guy, but I don't think I want to. Right, so we'll give up on this person. We don't need it per se. It wants 5 signs, not 6, right? So 6 is a luxury, 5 is okay. Also, I'd like to try to keep things open, so we can maybe relay some more things into the lab perhaps later. There are no teleporters, right? Yeah, no. We might unlock them, right? That's the thing. So how expensive are you? 13 and too much, right? Yeah. So I'd want to get this first then. See if we can get some money. 26 money. Now, is there a better way of getting us money? There might be, right? Like if I can wait with this, I can make this bigger. I can embiggen this. That's 16 though, that's too much to be able to use this asteroid. Also, I know we have the asteroid tech, so maybe not. Now, can we reliably get enough discoveries to get this quest done. I mean, we're close, right? But I don't think we quite get there. So I guess we'll take the 26 now. If I found something, then yeah. I want to keep going, right? I don't want to skip half a year again. So, where do we go next? Maybe it's this one first. Right? Because you will reveal more? Well, there's nothing behind you, so no. Okay, well. So much for that, right? Any way of getting anything done here? I mean, you are quite far on the outside as well. Yeah, I mean it's 2 planets, right? It's okay. Let's at least send in the person. Should look at the amount of ore we have available on this side, right? It's like, it feels a bit sad to just be using it for a single laboratory. I mean, that's maybe the option we want. If we can get some kind of food. Let's have a look at these 3. Well, that's even more ore. I mean, sure, but like, at least try to do something fancy here. Reveal you guys. Okay, this could be good. And then, if I reveal you guys, we'll have a lot of money for like quite a while, which I want. Mission complete. 2 more science. 6 more science. Orbital labs. Laboratories. All the science in the world we want. Although we'll only get 1 orbital lab because we're using all the people everywhere. But, you know, it's a thought that counts. So yeah, first things first though, let's get that lab. Right. This one too, though. We can at least get you, right? +1 science. And then the idea is, of course, to... I can even do this without using a relay if I want to. And exactly in time as well, right? To get the full science right. Look at that, 17 science. That's more like it. Okay, so our new missions are now get a Forge World to successful. I mean, I think I should take a Silphid mission at this point. We've been holding off on them for too long. And there are quite a few ways we can get a Forge World to successful here. Also, this is not lacking minerals. Funnily enough, like, we're not producing enough here. This does not get the production bonus ever. So we now need more. Yeah, I didn't think about that one. I mean, there might be a way, right? Get a ore producing plant that prospers. I mean, that would mean giving it water. And gaining it like 3 successful neighbors. Or get a remnant to prosper, which would basically mean the same thing, but this thing's closer. The problem is like getting goods in here, which is just like crossing the streams is not possible. And you know, these are a far cry from successful as well. Like we're not able to make robots here. We are making able to make chips here. Words. And that can be done with one of our relays if I want to. And that makes you have 1, 2 successful connections. If I found this colony and do our chips lab up here, plan thingamabob, thingamajig, then this will pop. So I think that's our mission then. A Forge World successful. And what's the other one? A remnant or the ore? I think ore producing. I mean, I could try both, right? Oh wait, wasn't the plan to make you... You couldn't, right? That's the problem. Like, you had a hard time getting prosperous. If I could somehow, you know, cross the stream, right? If we'd gotten an infrawave from one of our events, then I would be able to do it. We don't have that. At least I don't think so. Let's have a check before I... we can get mass lensing, but that creates regular ones. Would be in need of mass lensing created infrawaves, right? Might be a little too good. I could add mass lensing to our tech list if I wanted to, right? Is there a good reason to do so? I mean, we could lensify this. Right. That would work. There's another ice ball here too. I mean, yeah. Right, go through here, get a colony there. And then get food here. I mean, yes, it would work. I wouldn't know how to solve the biomatter problem here. I mean, there's a lot here, but it's stuck in the middle of the mess that we made to do this lab here. I mean, that seemed reasonable to do. So yeah, not quite, right. I also get tech discounts for this, so it might behoove us to take a look at which techs we're wanting to get. I mean, we want both Vittoria and Bakar, right? We'll probably go for Vittoria first since we have some money spare. Which would mean Bakar's later, which would mean the Bakar will probably be done after the mission is complete. And, you know, after we get this Vittoria tech, will we want more Vittoria tech? Probably not quantum computing here. Economic zones is nice. We have a good Vittoria tech here. I mean, matter transposition is good, but that's far into the future enough that maybe we'll be able to do a task for them. Oh, I want you, right? Because this one isn't going to pop. And this one very likely is. I want to accept. Let's have a look. I'm doing this. I'm not sure, right? These are going to be some difficult missions that'll take a while. I think we won't... it'll behoove us not to focus on them completely. Instead, focus on our more immediate goals. Deep study, right? Get to 7 science. Also, I would like to found an additional lab here. I would also like to fix some of this. -4, so we have some time left to fix you. It's also an argument made to explore here, so we can use more of the food. This colony, though, seems too good to pass up. It will have a lot of two-way trade. Yeah, a lot of two-way trade. Like... a disgusting amount of two-way trade. Like, how much income did this get? From 36 all the way up to 53. We just made ourselves 17 income by doing that. That by itself seems good enough. Okay. So then, I mean, I could send in a human to make a science, or I could upgrade you to make 2 science. But that would lower our money to almost 0. I'll send in the human to the regular lab to make a science. Right, we'll make an orbital lab later. So we do have this available and this available. Right, Starbirth is a thing that exists that can make stars, which is another thing is why I'm like a bit hesitant to take Lensify. There are a lot of potential stars in good locations that can just fix a lot of our planets and make us very happy and very prosperous in various places. By, you know, fixing the stray needs everywhere. Of course, you are still in a bit of a pickle, so are you. Right, because of these crossing connections to the lab. Right, that would be amazing, but yeah, that's in the way, right? And so on and so forth and so on and so forth. You are capable of getting some biomatter with a relay at least, so that's fine. And again, I mean, okay, so our 16th planet probably ought to be this. So I can start fixing this corner here. It could also, although this is heavy to run, right, too, yeah. This is only 1. It could start making this, but making too many things before solving them is a recipe for disaster. Right, you'd want to solve things. Also, there's a bunch of biomatter that I'm not using. Yeah, this was a mistake. You make some, you win some, you lose some. There's economic zones as well, which you could wait for. It's more expensive, but it's typically more valuable. Although the way this lab is built, our ore planets are interspersed with these ocean colonies, which means they can't get economic zones in any reasonable, feasible way. Right? I mean, you could make relays for it, but it's a bit much. Still haven't used any of them, by the way, right? But I mean, we're going to, right? It's just going to, I mean, this one, right? But that's just a colony that's going to send most of the things to labs anyway. Yeah, let's just wait. We'll go in here. We're going over here, and then over here. Now we're making 3 food. We're using only 1. I mean, yes. Also, you know, kind of a problem. So now, that would be amazing, but you cannot make more ore. Eventually, right, it'll make more ore if we're unlucky, so that's a thing. This can make an ore, but it's obstructed. It could relay in its ore, right, if we must. But I'd much rather make this to make you happy. But where are the people at, right? I did not make a people world here because I needed the water for you. And I didn't figure out a way to solve this another way. Are we gonna go on the lookout for ore here? There's only really one signal we can get at the same time, which is... Like, this thing is like in the middle of nowhere. It will not be able to scan anyway but by itself. Oh, we can do that. Oh, let's fire that then. It's a lava anyway. Game's like, you know what, you know, we'll just put this lava planet with nothing around it, so you'll be like, yeah, this is going to be amazing, right? Nope. Nope. Okay, let's change 2 struggling planets into 1, because that will make these straits better as well. So we'll get quite a bit of income, I would imagine. Yeah, we're already in the plus compared to where we were before. Yeah, that's good. Also, that. Right, after we consume that. Which I want to wait with, right? Because if I can get my hands on graphitic mining and the upgrade, hopefully, then that would be the thing. Okay. So I'm going to focus on the Silthid and the Bakarmishin that we have. If I can get my upgrades up. I mean, you will eventually do that, but it will be a while. What other ore-producing planet could I get to prosperous, right? I mean, either way, the mission was going to be hard, right? That's the problem. Let's just get our other lab, I think. That I was having an eye on, and I forgot where it was. I mean, the way to get this to prosperous would be to get you to successful. And then get a water planet. And then get that water planet to successful. I mean, like, we could do something fancy like relay twice. Use like, I don't know, 100 cash to do that. Connect in a water planet. And then I'll have to, you know, float this as well. Which, like, nobody likes to see that. There's just no spare humans here. The other way would be to take this arid. And that would allow this to be water. Get a 2-way trade. The water can go in here. The water can go in there. This still wants another human, which is a major issue, right? I mean, the food from here, then the colony there can send the human here, but then this is requiring a second human because Gaia World will want to send its thing here as well as here. The human can come from here, then that could go here, make water there, send water here, send water there, human there, in you are successful. Got successful. Then you from here still need that, right? So how this connection behind here But then how that connection? Oh, that's in range. So no, don't need a relay for that. So we need a relay here. We would need you for this and that. I mean, it can be done, right? But it's so much trouble. Worth it trouble or not worth it trouble? Right, one relay for here. No relay for here. No relay for there either, though. So we only use one relay, which means the plan to use the relay here is still open. Right. Which is what I'd want, because I could use this to get you to get you to successful, which is what the Silted mission is. To unlock Silted options and events, which is actually required. Oh no, it's not. Okay, this is a Bakar option. Very nice. Recycle it, which is nice because I want that option to make a lab. To make a good lab, right? For chips. Chip lab. Chip lab is a go, I would say. I'd use the remaining human as well, right? Just like hitting many birds with one stone, that lab. But that might be the secondary task. Will we be able to use graphitic mine and gain quite a bit of money since we saved up all these asteroids, which is very good. I just don't know if it's feasible. I would love to have an Earth-like here, right? Like, send that here. Earth-like, go back. Earth-like, go here. Or a jungle. Or a swamp. There's 3 possibilities, actually. Can you reach? You can, for 16. Neat. And then that. And then that. Yeah, that's a Silted done mission. What do we do first, right? Good thinking. What do we do first? Hard questions. That could be flexifabbed eventually with a relay. We'd have to research relays at that point. That's 3 relays. I only get 2 free ones. Right, being frugal with those has been a big boon, but it now releases some analysis paralysis for me. It's like, what do we do? I think I'll go with the plan over here. It just seemed reasonable. So if I just lay it out a bit, it would be wait, what did I want here? Colony, right? Yeah, because we need those successfuls for this. That. Whoa, don't do that. And where is it? Right? And then from the back. Have a look here, see what we do. We'll go to October if I do that though. Is there any connection I might want to make right now? I think there is actually, the water, right? Because that will help. Well, yeah, it'll pop Prosperous here. That definitely helps. And getting that increases our trade income, right? Oh yeah, it does. By 2. Not much though, not as much as I expected, but... New tech is available. Okay, so... 1 tech to advance, so we'd have to take this if I want. I do want. We saved like, most of our asteroids. Full excavations available. With only 18 signs to go. To, you know, get us our cash in economically. Which, you know, getting a 96 gold from or gold, what am I saying? Wealth, cash, dosh from an asteroid. 300%, right? Yeah, I want that. Okay, so, did I just click everything away? I did, didn't I? Yeah, problems. Are we floating this human? We'll see, right? We'll always be able to probably relay something in if something doesn't appear. I'm not required to the other relay connection. That's the beauty of this. Right, this works. And then, you know, that one works. Getting you successful. Okay. Now, I do believe we can afford this, but I think it's better to do this first. Get those internal connections going, right? A relay here would be amazing, right? Unfortunately, we cannot get this one. Also, we cannot get mass lensing, right? Anymore. Well, we'd have to do this mission first anyway, so it's kind of like a moot point anyway. So where do we go next from here? I'd love to get myself a Gaia world. And then afterwards, probably have to do some scouting. Or we do some scouting now and save ourselves, what? 3 cash? Nah, right? Can we get better scouting with or without the Gaia world? We can get 3 right now, probably. If I take the Gaia world, we can still only get 3 here, so it's not necessary. Let's look at these 3 to start with, because I do want to know what those are. Okay, does that change our plans in any way, shape, or form? I mean, I still want this connection, right? If we want to get prosperous here, we've got to make this connection. Now, this is interesting though, because the remnant here could make chips. The chips could go here, which makes this a potential success as well. It's just this food over here that's a bit of a pain to get. As well as on this side, right? So now that's a planet and a half, right? Having another Earth on this side, perhaps this could make the food for you. And then we would not need this expensive relay connection to nowhere. And I could just leave this struggling for a bit longer. Which does, you know, it does hurt us happiness-wise. That's same here, but we're okay. Also, there's one here as well, so we'd be a little careful, right? We're at -4%. We have 4 struggling planets. I should really try to keep that as a minimum. But for now, this is the way we go. We try to make these get these missions done to hopefully get a discount on our money-making tech. Okay, final scout. Might as well save the money. See what we've got. 2 forge worlds up here, so a choice of which one will make our robots and the other one will make goods. Seems fine, so you know, getting an Earth-like gun here is not a problem. Would we rather get the jungle farm? Perhaps, right? The jungle farm is in a better position with regards to this area, but how is this ever going to get food if we build a jungle farm all the way down here? Should I? Right? Or should we just accept this and leave it? It's a bit of a... I guess I don't have any orbital... I mean, labs are going to come later, right? We're going to focus on science after this, but for now I got to get our missions and our income a bit better, which this plan seemed like a better idea. And now we commit it, right? Can't go back on this. That'd be too much. I do like this better though for this area. Just in general. So what's this Earth like going to be, right? More Gaia world? Huh. What a question, right? Another Gaia world? I mean, what did all of this accomplish, right? Not much. I could just leave that for a bit. Come back to it later. For now, let's just get you first. Because you are expensive to make. Oh, I could just connect this directly. That's neat. There's our tech discount. 15. We're one short. I was hoping I could get it, but the rounding got us there. So just a little longer. Still, that's, you know. Okay, so still no plan of solving this. Is this a plan of solving you? We're getting so far away, right? I think I'll just go with the old plan. Get ourselves a Gaia world. I'll have a lot of spare water here, but, right, we have plasma containment. Which will take care of all of our spare water needs. In fact, with chip production being a thing here, we can make a lot of energy. With like nothing much to do with it, but you know, that's the... we can make some energy. Okay, time for our free... That does take time to build. So now... Gaia world? I'll have to skip a month to get some money. But I think it's okay like this. And then... send them. Okay, that's you, at least moderately happy. Then... fix you. This one's probably not going to be an orbital lab, I would imagine. Also, before I do so... I can't afford an orbital lab for obvious reasons, yeah. Okay, but I can afford one now. And I really should get one here. No reason not to. Right? I can always scrap asteroids now for like a lot of cash. I want full excavation. No, like this one's worth 96. There we go. Saving up, right? Saving up. So we can get one more tech and then we can advance to the late game stages. Economic zones, if we ever want it, we should get it now. I do not know if I want it. Let's set up our science plan. I'll get this cheap route first. It's 5 income for like 3. It's feasibly amazing. You're at 4. We've got 3 struggling plans at this point. I think I'm okay setting up more stuff. In fact, I want to set up more stuff. I want to do this, right, to get this mission over with. I have no idea how we're going to do that easily, but let's start. So to start with, we would want this thing over here, as well as you over here. Now we will go to large doing this, but since we now have our money making, we can be a little bit inefficient without it being too bad. And now we should set up the lab, but probably at the start of next year. We cannot take orbital labs yet here. I can make this connection. That's a good connection. I like that connection. And I could potentially just take 96. Although, right, it could be more, but I'm not sure if I'll use this farm if I make it, right? That's the problem. There's only so much time, right? And if I make too many planets, we will not be able to connect them in the late game. You know, I have all these like techs that take even more time to do. I mean, I guess I got aversion, but I do not know if we're going to be capable of having that much money. That seems a little far-fetched. So then, what do we do with our last month, right? I mean, I could just point out a scan, right? Throw one out, see if we can't get, I guess these two. There is a planet here. And it's food. That's incredible, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to take that soon. But first, let's get our lab up. I'll pay 15 here, no problem. I'll put up a lab. Well, scooch it up to the side a bit. Right, we can always make it before taking the asteroid. Human. Wait, before I do that... it's already generated. I should have done this. I threw away 2 science there for no good reason. Like, we were kind of short on cash. 4 more, right? 16 science. We're now making some, right? This is not nothing. Okay, so now I'll try to fix as many plants as possible. But first, before I do so, look at this stuff, right? The reason we did this in the first place. Is this going to be our final relay? It's very slightly out of range, which is annoying as hell. I mean, I could, you know, just decide on taking... Wait. Hold on a second. We have a lot of science now. Is this in... That's not, right? Because we could... You took the car instead of... The fusion plants are in... But you aren't. You've used your water. I'm sure we'll be able to fix this later. Right? Like Starbirth, if so necessary. Let's just get this over with. Anything we want to do at the end of the year? Nothing, because we can't afford anything. Right. I could use an asteroid to afford an orbital. I cannot make any orbital labs. Okay, good. Boom. Task complete. Okay. Improve our yearly science output by 7? I do get the Fattori Tech discount for that. Where do you want us to... no, I don't want to do that. Okay. Well, we're going to improve our yearly science output. Since that is our mission, I might want to do that immediately. As crazy as that seems, we have our asteroid economy running now. So we can take a bit of a dip, but 39, right? I mean, we'll make some planets doing this. I have techs available now to do stuff. FlexiFab is a good option, right? To make robots in various places. In fact, I could make a second robot here. And make a water here. And the water could power plasma containment. I don't think it's economic zones this time. I think we'll advance the plasma containment and FlexiFab. Getting both 49 next year, right? They will allow us to make stuff in various places. Like in a lot of places. Also, yeah, that connection, right? What's over here? Ooh. Hold on a second. That's perfect, isn't it? Yeah, that's utterly perfect. That's amazing. Like, in so many ways. Like, in multiple ways here. Make the food. So, if I can somehow get you another robot, which I can, it's this. It's definitely that first. It's such a good tech here. Just like see this, right? We'll go to November. We'll get a huge chunk of money, and then orbital lab it, right? Getting 2 science already. I mean, we need to make 6 robots, right? But that'll come in as well. There, right? You now need water. Well, you also want water. So which one do we give it to, right? Have to choose. But we have skill-up facilities soon, so this thing will get amazing as well. For now, though, do I want skill-up here? No, I want repurposing here. There's no good way to make a second robot for you. We get a second robot. There we go. Now I have a biomass available. Can go here. Right? All these internal connections, just like that. And now, you know, we're actually converting our scrappy asteroid economy into a real economy, right? We're not just scooching by like the previous time. No, no, no. We're actually getting things done eventually. Eventually. So now that can be done. How are you? -6. Ooh, you're hurting. Also -6. So we got a year to fix our 2 remaining struggling planets. This one as well, -7. Yeah, we'll be taking one of them. That might be this one. I do not have any more relays. This one's hard to fix before Starbirth. I think I'll take this one on the chin. Meaning, you know, we'll take a 3% permanent penalty for... So, people are... Can we just... say no to people that spam the channel? Thank you very much. Also, this UI. Like, I don't know how to close that window. I should look that up one time, but not now. Okay. Where were we? Right, here. There's Starbirth here that can fix this as well, but we're relying on Starbirth for everything. It's like, here as well, right? But, right? There are so many things with Starbirth. So is there any other good location for the thing we just researched? There might be, right? There might very well be. Also, energy things, right? It's like many energy things. That's obstructed. That's a bit unfortunate. I would have loved to make goods here because, like, you know, yeah, there we go. 2 goods planets, right? Easy as pie, but you're in the way. I mean, swap, right? That's out of range, though. No matter what I do. Is it, though, no matter what I do? Because you could go here. And that's still going to be obstructed then by the desert instead, but that works, right? And we could get goods for these two boys. Let's do this, and, you know, try later table our problems. Hey, you get another 24 for this asteroid, so it's not really digging us a deeper hole. It's kind of, though, because this thing is so far away from everything. We'd have to, like, look up here for biomatter, which will come from... I mean, I could do you as biomatter. Ever so slightly out of range. Of course you are. I mean, then there's this, right? Food for thought. I think energy economy, though, is the way to go. Like, genuinely. Just for, you know, there just being so many ways and things to make things here. That's how you know the music's kicking up, so enjoy, right? Yes, well, there's a lot of food here that's not going anywhere. I've noticed this empire has a problem making too much food and not really using it all that excellently. Also, yeah, I did do this, and I did know that, you know, I'm cutting you off in a very painful way. I'm sorry. Also, just have a look at the science requirement, right? 3 more. I think the easiest way to do that is to make colonies, right? Because colonies work well together with our asteroid tech. So, is there a way to get you upgraded? If there's a Forger world here, Forger world, then our 2 minerals from the struggling planet can just deal with it. And that will allow it to make 2 more energy, getting us to 6 of 7. Yeah. Now you do unlock energy-driven industry, right? Yeah, you do. How much spare water do we have? Like, how much can we muster? Really is the question, right? Do we have lots of spare chips? We kind of do. I mean, Starbirth will just fix our problems as well, right? There's just so many of them. We might not need, but energy-driven industry, right? Works so well together with it. Get a lot more people from our colonies, which we have a shortage of people in various places, right? That's obstructed, though. That is obstructed. You cannot be founded as a people planet. I mean, if with Starbirth, yes. Right? Actually, with Starbirth, 100 times yes. This is so amazing with Starbirth. Get a two-way trade. Get the star. Fix the food with that. Get a people here. Get a person here, a person there. And then make it an orbital lab as well. Getting us 3 more science. Completing the mission, right? Just like that. Starbirth will do that for us. I think it's cheaper, right? We could get it started next year and then fix the mission. Could be, right? Could be the thing we do. And in fact, you know, just look at all the stars everywhere, right? Stars everywhere. I'm just going starry-eyed at this point. In fact, stars everywhere, right? Might be answer to you as well. It's just I can't reach. For now. Right, get another Gaia world. Or get a food planet. Fix that with a star. Where's the food planet get its robot? Robot star? The answer to everything is star. It's like star? Star? I don't know. Right, star? But I mean, we need to make 6 robots, right? So maybe the answer to robot is make some robot. Because mission tells us to make a robot. Don't forget, we need to make a robot. A robot. Mission says robot. I am robot. I would like to find a lava planet. That's such a weird thing to say. How would you say that? Let's have a look here, actually. Oh, look, an iceball. Perfect. I'm actually happy with that. Would you imagine? Because I now know that I can make a robot. And I can make energy, and energy will make much more robot. And then robot will make food, and then food will make you happy. Happy? Yes, happy. And then robot will make mechanized harvest, and mechanized harvest will make biomatter and stuff to make more food. And then there's more stuff. Do you connect? You are just ever so slightly out of range. So ever so slightly infuriatingly out of range. Such a pain. Such a shame. But a swap will fix you. So perhaps we'll wait you for a swap. If I intend to get swap. I think I do. A swap will be quite valuable, I would imagine, to fix some remaining things. Though energy will do quite a lot as well. So many techs, right? So much tech in so little time. Only 10 years left, and I'd like to get them all. We do have over 200 science, but that's not enough to get them all. The total tech cost is over a lot. Also, we do not have too much income, right? There's one more good asteroid here. There's one more there. This is an option. If there's a star or a people-producing planet for it available. Have a look for it. There's a star for it available. Let's greedily take this. Greed. Is that too much greed? What are you at? -6? It is not too much greed. I state that it's not too much greed. There we go. We take the science. I want the science. And now, for the stars to start forming. Stars. I want stars. Stars everywhere. Where can we start? Going all starry-eyed. In a lot of places, actually. The main question is, you know, what's the best star to make? This one, right? The robot star, perhaps? Maybe just fix these two, right? I say fix these two. Do you fix these two? What do I want to make here? If I... Food. Definitely food. Just ignore this, right? Shiny energy, and then click that. 20% tech discount. Everything's so cheap. Oh, we do get energy-driven industry now with just Starbirth. Neat. So we don't need the fusion plants. That's nice. All right. Well, you know, that does make a lot of sense, doesn't it? It's so cheap. Get it done. Look at that. I don't think I can get you upgraded anymore. But I don't need to. Oh, you're out of range, really? Yeah, must be expected, wasn't it? Yeah, so you're not that useful. I can just take you at some point. So what are we doing next, right? There's more stars to be had in various locations, in fact. We can just fix you, right? The lovely part is that we're at 30 popular planets. So if I take this, we'll go to 31. We'll just stay there for a while, right? $54 income instead of 55. I mean, we're actually draining our income doing that. So if I can do it end the year with stars, I should. In fact, we'll just take this asteroid to take us to September. And then we'll do some more stars in some various places where they want them. Right? Like, for example, this one seems like a good place. I also have swap in the future, but I mean, this seems fine to keep as it is. You know, I already had a plan for this. Can we execute this plan, actually? That might be a good alternative, right? Overtaking an asteroid. If I can execute the plan for enough money, but we can't. Well, maybe we can partially do it. Right? Something like do that. And send you in. Right, that's more science, right? Get that science quickly. 57 income. Let's go, right? Keep things going. And then lava. Go. Science. Click. Right? Slap that button. Hit the button. Push the button. Energy-driven industry this year? Or matter transposition this year? I question. Well, in any case, we want the robot. That's 2 robot. That's good. Then you get ourselves another robot. That's 3 robot. Now, energy-driven industry will get us to 4 robot. But not much more than that. Now, I do have a tech that allows us to make a 5th robot here. Just by using an asteroid somewhere, right? That still leaves us with 1 more robot to get, though. And I wonder where to get it. Right? Let's just fix you. So that solves nearly all of our struggling planets. There's 1 more. We're only having... Oh, we're not having any path shortages yet. Oh, well, this one is going to get path shortages, right? This one's going to do it, yeah. Now, do we want to do that one, though? Right, because doing this one first will be another bit of science. There you could argue for doing the science later and getting a mission for it and all that, but I don't value the missions that highly. I value getting science early more to a greater extent than getting the missions done. Right, so you know, something like building an orbital lab here, right, would mean 2 more science at the end of the game, and probably a better result overall. And you know what? Just fix that, right? Now we do get some path shortages here. We do get some, you know, unused resources and what have you not. But this will neatly fix that area for a while. And then finally, 1 last month, probably pick up an asteroid, right? Now, energy-driven industry will probably immediately do something, right? It will immediately reduce our happiness by 3%, but I mean that's just life. But I will be able to get some connections for, you know, on the cheap. For example, this one, right? We'll start sending those humans to various places that we just created with energy-driven industry in various places. In fact, there are a bunch of those colonies, right? That now have extra humans available. I mean, this one, right? Also, goods from here, right? Could go there. Oh, we went into Vast. Why did we go into Vast? Ah, founding this planet here makes us Vast. Okay, well, let's stay at 31 then and not found that actually at all. That seems like a better solution even than the previous one. Yeah, I keep like changing things up, but it's fine. That means not taking that asteroid, but I have this one instead. So we can still do the same plan. It's just I want to look for somewhere different so I can still stay at 31 for a couple of years. The longer we stay there, so I mean, that does mean not getting the robot, but I think we'll take our time fixing our, you know, problem planets, basically. Oh, we've got laying around everywhere. I mean, the only remaining ones are this, right? So it's going quite well. And there you go. And now we can found the next thing. I think we'll go energy-driven industry. It does cost a bit of happiness, but we'll unlock more options to send things to various places, make more money, make more stuff. New technology available. We can take nearly everything. With synthesizers, luxury, eversion. Eversion might be an option, actually. I mean, I don't know if I have enough money to make use of it very well. It's not that amazing right now. Let's go ahead and make those robots. Look at that, there's a lot of robots. Okay, there's some stuff. Okay. Wow, this thing's making how much? A reasonable amount of things. We could send in one here. I mean, if I had the Euphorians, right, we would be able to make this prosperous, but or legendary, I should say. So what does this thing need? Yeah, partners. Everyone needs partners, and a lot of these partners are just regular. So you would want like water in here, for example, right? Yeah, water actually in a lot of places, as it turns out. Although not too many, right? There's quite a decent amount of water to go around everywhere. So why are things just not getting like prosperous, right? There's still quite a bit of. Oh, you just want an import? What does this thing want? It just wants an import or export, right? Just like wait, if I do this, this props it, right? That's one. Right. Gets it an additional ore, which can't really do anything with. I could just take a skill up facilities, right, and just fix things that way. But I mean, this can be fixed with energy, right? Do we have something like use people? Oh, we do. Oh, we do. Okay, that changes things. Cybernetic Bodies is here. Right, to do stuff. It will do a lot of stuff. In fact, everywhere. That's yeah, a lot of text. Okay, so I think what we'll do now is we'll get ourselves skill up facilities. Right, and then we'll get these next year. The reason for doing this is so we can complete the mission. Completing this mission should give us new missions. Those new missions will hopefully be making things prosperous, which we have a good path for doing now that we've unlocked that. Actually, wait, can I just wait? There might be a better way. There might be a better way. Hold on, I can make you into a protostar here, just see that. And then we can just do that. Yeah, that's much simpler. We got 20 credits and 6 science. Get new tasks. 8 more robots? Can we make 8 more robots? Like, it's like so many skill up facilities that are going to be needed, right? And I'd much rather make more goods in these places, so we can make all our colonies happy with goods. Yeah, we'll take these two. Remnants and ore producing plants are prosperous. The reason why is that we have this thing. And it's going to do a lot of things. Like get us 2 happiness immediately. Right, by moving a bunch of people to various places. Now, I will need to take an exploit here in order to get some money to keep going. We can repurpose you, for example, right? Getting us a ton of stuff. Which types we need? Ore producing and a remnant, right? Well, maybe we'll hold off on this area then. There are some remnants here. Right, you for example. You would need a skill up facility to actually pop. But we could give you an energy. Yeah, you'll make a microchip. You're slightly out of range of that, right? That's the main problem. We would need relays to fix that. But, you know, you can't get everything is the problem. You don't need relays, right? Who needs relays, right? We can use people as bots. Just like, oh. Right? It's like, ah. Yeah. Right? The question is where we use this energy, right? Using it at a good spot will mean getting more out of it. There's like, so much energy available here, right? I think the main problem is going to be like, where do we even use all of this? I mean, I could just greedily pump in a lot of energy here, right? And that will work to get you to prosperous. Remnant and ore producing. So, do we have a remnant that's producing ore? Right? Yeah, but it's already prosperous. That's the only remnant that's producing ore, isn't it? Yeah. So there's a prosperous ore planet here, so this one is available still, the prosperization-ish that's it. So you're a problem because you will never have 2 or 3 connections, right? You have 2, but never have 3. So it needs another one. It cannot just get a protostar and, you know, finish up. That's not an option. I could swap and make water and send it in. Well, then water maker here will have to become get humans from various places. Which, I mean, these are human places, but they're not producing enough, right? This one send it here because we went with the other tech. We can't stop that from happening, is the thing. So there's also this available here, which again makes you, but you not. It's like looking at these, right? So I can make this one successful, but never prosperous, right? It just can only connect to one thing. So that's not a real option either. Remnant planet making ore, question mark. Probably just a star again, right? But a star, the thing with Starbirth is right, is that they preclude a lot of these like connections that we need. I mean, that's like, you know, lots of goods, but what for, right? I can make you into a robot world and then skill up you into goods, right? And then it makes a lot of robots and goods. Use people as robots, right? We can do that. Just have a 2-way trade with this. So that's kind of funky. And much simpler. Double 2-way trade. And that's neat and all, but like recycling operation, but it's only gonna send a chip to one thing. Right? Like making a prosperous there seems a bit difficult from from the start. Yeah, I took these missions maybe a bit too enthusiastically. Well, I can start here at the very least. As long as we can get a skill-up facility there, which should be, you know, the thing we want. I didn't research them yet, but they'll be available at the start of next year. Right, so... start with that. What? How much stuff it's making? How many things? Lots of things. Yeah, the Euphorians would be so nice, right? Send things with hyperlanes and all that. And just like make... We just made 5 goods. This empire is overproduction central, right? I guess that's the problem with the Bakar. This is fun having all this production, but like, right? And next tech is skill download. All right, let's have it count. Skill up facilities. Here we go. Wait, that doesn't. I don't want that. I want this connection. Like, do things in the right order. What am I doing? I do not know. There we go. Successful. Okay. So now you want... I mean, I guess I'll keep this star around so we can maybe see. You want a star here. I mean, everyone likes stars, right? Right. And then you need to send something somewhere. That's easy. Okay, now what do you need? Imports and exports. Well, there's a simple answer to that, which is just send in some more energy. That's one, right? Shiny. The shiniest empire. Stars everywhere. It's very bright, very shiny. Alright. Everyone gets energy. Nope. Not going to be a reasonable thing to do. It's out of range, right? Forever out of range. So what are we doing here? I wanted to do this. Because it's, you know, a two-way trade. Also, we're out of money, but, I mean, asteroids, right? Asteroids are available. I should actually, for expansion opportunities, also take a close look at these asteroids because they're very valuable, right? I might want to do these 2 planets in some way. I get this. I'll take it 24. No, we'll take this. It's only 24, but it will work, right? Like, two-way trade. I should look at that. All those people. So we can use people as robots, but not, you know, into a star or something. Yeah. Look at this, like a farm with like a person and a robot into it. It's like food everywhere. Food everywhere. But yeah, this is like resource central. There's a bunch of stuff here. It's like, well, I mean that, right? That does make some sense to do, but how do we... Yeah. Yes. How? Good question. I do not know. I do not know the answer to this question. I would love to find out. So maybe we scan here in all hopes to get an asteroid. More asteroids, please. Yes, more asteroids, please. So, do asteroids actually connect to stars? If I do this, I do not get more money for the asteroids. I'm a bit sad. We'll get a bunch of prosperous forge goods for manufactured luxury as well. Gotta be careful with that. Also, you know, we'll get a lot of luxury. But yeah, at least one. It's not per, unfortunately. Would be great if it was per, but it's not. So matter transposition maybe next, right? I could love a mission to get some text though, right? Oh, we took these other missions, so we gotta take them. We gotta complete them. Get some remnant plants to successful to prosperous, right? Yeah, kind of tricky. So I want to do repurposing here, which, you know, does that. And then, I mean, maybe it's not that. It could be, it could be this. How that still cuts you off though. I'd want to get biomatter in here somehow. And our stars are in use. So how do we do that? I could get energy-driven industry into water and then water into a fusion plant. And the fusion plant, energy goes into here. For what purpose though? Like this extra food is going nowhere. This is the wrong... is it? Like, could I flip this? Would that help? No, but then you require like right. I don't know about all that. Seems all a bit iffy. Some trade hubs would be nice, yeah. Just send it all away. That would work. We don't have those. I could just construct a bunch of labs too, right? That in the last year to send all the resources in. That is a thing you can do in this game. Just build labs. That works. If your resources are misaligned, just build some labs. Now, a Gaia world here will make a bunch of water and things, which will make you able to connect. In fact, this one will then have 2 partners. If we can get a third, it can do the Vittori tech mission. Does that connect? It does. Well, I mean, there's another star here, right? This takes a bit long, but it will make you go prosperous, I think. It's sending away 2 resources. That's the important part. As long as you can get a third and a star is fine. And there's one here too. You are now successful. You need partners and imports, right? Don't forget the imports. So now I want to do this first to get the 2-way trays so that you're going, you know, doing stuff. Then a skill up facility will level you up, so you get to send the thing in, and then an asteroid here can be consumed. Is that the best we can do here? I could consume this instead. Take some less time, right? And we can make the star. I can't really make it happen before the end of the year is the problem, right? There's not enough moves left in the year. I think that's still okay though. There we go. And now more things to research. We have 81 science. I mean, okay, right? But let's try to just sort of hold off on things. Okay, so you need another import or export, which you can just do like that. Right, that doesn't work. Why doesn't that work? Your partners are not successful. Yeah, this doesn't really work, does it? Like there's... I mean... That's one. Just the missing good here, right? It's the major issue. So, production. There's no shortage of things. This thing is producing 8 resources, right? But there's no point to that much stuff. We can't send it anywhere. Teleporters would be amazing, yes, but you don't have them. They are not in the tech list. Teleporters would make this run jump off a cliff. Well, not jump off a cliff, but like leap to the sky or whatever the saying would be. I don't think that would be. Let's not do all of this mess that we made here. I don't think this mess is worthy of being part of our strategy. This doesn't work. Let's see if we can't fix the things we have instead of trying to make some more nonsense. That would make a better idea. So where are our remnants? Where are our ore producers? This is one, but it doesn't work. This is another one which doesn't quite connect in. I mean, you can, but like you need another partner is the problem. Right? Like, if it can get another partner, it's done. But how? Okay, does that do anything for us? It does use up the ore. Right? Like, it does use up an ore. The problem is partners, right? Like, I can get this to words. I can get this to words. What are the words? To out of range me, yeah. So I can get a star in here, but if I do, like, let's just do it, right? Let's just see what happens, right? If I do, yeah, great, right? Now it needs to trade with 3 other planets, and it can't. It physically can't. Like the only location it could. I could just decide on producing something somewhere with ore. In fact, I could just make a colony. Yeah, that might just be best. I mean, that would involve relays, but let's get relays. In the end, let's go for relays anyway. And then this colony over here, right? And all I have to do is make you successful. Needs another export. Yes, more energy. No. Time dilation? I mean, maybe why not, right? Time's our enemy? Probably, yeah. 51 credits? Right, it's not that much. Time dilation might just be a thing we want. If I get it, I could get it now. Get more tech, right? We got 36 science, might as well. Let's have a look for now, though. I need to use these humans or something. That'll work, right? No idea what I'll do with this stuff, but it'll work. Okay, that's one. One for the Bakar, right? One for the Vittori, one for the Bakar. So many reuses for people and resources and things that I cannot use. Oh, it's not nice. So, huh. Right? Well, what's the next step? Well, I was thinking about that. Maybe this one? Can this one work? I mean, the relays are going to be like perniciously positioned, right? Like, the idea is to get, like, I mean, I could do stream splitting for it. Right? Stream splitting would allow me to do a relay in here, in there, and then from you as well. Like, I would imagine, right? But what about this? Right? Like, am I wrong in thinking that getting myself some infraways would allow me to do lots of things? Considering there's the sheer amount of stuff I have everywhere? Right, it would allow me to get everything to Prosperous essentially. So why exactly are we getting time compression tech? If we really need to get infraways at this point? I mean, I already added it though. And that delays us by a year when it comes to infrawave tech, but I think that's fine. I want to do this plan, right? And then probably let's fix the unemployment here. Right, we can go to 36 plants, there's no difference in upkeep. And then we can get a two-way trade here to get some more money. We're in Uno. There we go, we use time compression. You can get the upgrade, but you know, it's expensive in terms of science. So then, what's next? What's the next plan for the next prosperous planet? They've been turning out to be pretty hard to do for us so far. That's okay though. We'll get there. Eventually, we'll get there. So now, a recycling operation here could connect to two things to start with. The third is a problem, right? The problem isn't really the imports and exports. The problem is three connections, right? Because these stars don't count as planets. They just don't. Nor with the energy-driven facilities, right? Although they might. Like, what does this do? Like, if I do that and I make one of these, right? Can I make you count as a level 3? Three other planets. One. I mean, yeah, right, the problem is this ain't a planet. Right? That's the whole idea. But that's not a planet. That's not a planet, that's a star. Also, you know, that is optional as well. So we don't need to do all that complicated things and just... Hell, right? That even works. In fact, doesn't that give you 3 neighbors if I do this? Right, send in a human, send out a chip, send out a water. But it now can't send out its other chip. Yeah, that's the problem with that layout. I did still have the tech, right? Yeah. So, like, let's do the same thing again. And how are we gonna fix it then? You're gonna have to go here, right? Send in the water. Send the energy here, in fact. Something sneaky, send out the human. Send out the other water. Send out the chip. Send out the other chip. But now that, right? Can't be done. 2 out of 3. It still needs another import or export. Like so many things, right? That just seems so hard to do, right? It appears like an easy thing, but it's not. Right? This planet is not easy to fulfill. You need like 4 different techs to do it. It just seems like too much of an investment for the one planet. We could get the text eventually, but it means that going to the last year to just do these missions. Which seems like not the thing to do, right? I'd love to get another tranche of missions done before the end. So ideally we do this in such a way that we don't have to spend so much on the first like set. So what about you then? You've got 2 partners already, right? It shouldn't be too much to get you a 3rd. Just using that final chip. That's the hard part. Yeah, that's the very hard part actually. I mean, that's the nearly like, this connection here is just in the way. Also, not spend the science if we don't have to. I mean, the plasma containment is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not super important. Also, I can swap these up, right? It's out of range, yeah. That's obstructed, so maybe not. But the energy here for the goods might be good. I mean, there's also something to be said for getting goods from here, giving you people, swapping you in, then allowing you to produce these. I only have 1 destination here, right? Main problem, only 1 destination. Not the best destination. Like the planets we're trying to make successful are the planets that we just do not need or want or get. It does not compute. Give you... you need so many partners. You have 0 partners. You have 1. And so you're already better positioned to start with. This, I mean, can be a very successful thing, right? Getting you a 2nd. This can be another successful thing if it can connect. It can, right? I mean, I did this before, making the 2nd Vittori one here. Then, what's the final Bakar planet going to be? Or just like in general, just like thinking about what's going to go happen where. You are... I mean, hold on a second, right? There is a way to send ore to places, right? Like, this isn't too bad. Water need. I can go just with energy. Like... yeah, right? It's like all the energy, right? But like so. Like there's 1 more, right? It wants an import. I mean, you sure get it, right? But the water, right? Or the connection to the 3rd successful. And how am I going to get you to successful? The ore, you have your inputs, but you don't have any outputs. Right? We don't have robots as people, we have people as robots only. Have a look here. Oh, would you look at that water? Yeah, that's what we want. Instead of using energy, I want to use a planet. So you actually have 3 partners. Right? The hard part is the partners. So now the problem is getting you to successful here, which is going to be the difficult thing, because you do not have access to a secondary energy. If I give you energy, like the only thing that can be input here is humans. So if I give you an energy, I need to give you 2. But this can be a star, right? But then it will not be able to output its water here, which it could to make ore, right? Huh. So then it would need another thing. I still think this is probably the best shot at something. It's just where can I like make you work? This already has an energy instead of a water, so it will not be able to get any water. You could go all the way here, but that would require a lot of relaying. You could go here, which again requires some relay work, but not as extreme as the other options. Like sending you up here and up there. Or like down here, right? Yeah. Like that would work, right? It would be expensive as hell, but it'll work. We'll get a person from here down into there, and then we send the second person in as energy, and then this thing will get itself prospering if we can somehow get some outputs. Or inputs. Yeah. Problems. Why? Like, why did I do this again? I can't send it to people because it's already getting energy. I can send it more energy, but then I can send you energy. But I can relay that and make you a star and send that in. That works. Okay, we got it. I think. No, wait, this needs to export another one, or don't it? Yeah. Can I do it without the thing? Can't I just get infraways next year? Isn't that just what we do? That might just be what we do. In that case, what's the best way to fix this still? Even with infraways? Where will it get its humans from, right? If I decide to do humans instead of energy. I might just decide to do energy here. Leave that, that's that. Well, then it will never have its partners, will it? It needs water or it needs output ore. Where would it do that? If it had the things. I mean, I don't really want this because it can't connect anywhere because everyone's getting energy. So yeah, it will still want to go there. Okay, so this is still going to happen no matter what. Can we do this in one job? Squeak, screet, screet, screet. Yes. There is a pixel. How expensive. Oh, Slipway, how expensive you are. Whee. Okay. So the problem here I was going over was that I can't even show it off. I mean, we've got 109 income, right? Get another 48 on top. But the problem I was going to show you off was this. If I send this in, right, it can't output. Like, it can't output. But I mean, that's fine. It can output here, actually. Let's get our infra space. Right. This will actually allow me to fix everything I want. Because it's just too hard otherwise. So, now that we've got infra space, we can connect all the things everywhere. Who do we connect where? Good question. You want to go up here. Or you want to go somewhere else, perhaps. You want a good. You can get from there. So it'll pop you immediately. You can connect there quite cheaply. We'll get multi thing as well. So Vittori mission and Bakar mission. This is going to be our Bakar mission. We've invested way too much into it at this point. I want it now. So how do we do that? You. So how do we do you? Like so. Right. That'll do. Now, how are you still not satisfied? More imports and exports, it says. More! I want more. Is it never enough? Is it never enough? Right. Skill facilities? You already have some. We already use all of this, really? Wow. Kind of amazing. Oh yeah, well, yeah, it's not being supplied any energy. That's the problem, right? We've used all the energy. There is no more energy here. Wow. How fascinating. Okay, so you will not be able to produce more stuff. You are, but I mean, shortage, right? Send in water from there, right? I could just decide to make this a thing, but like, it'll produce a bajillion robots or something, or chips. Right. What am I doing with all these chips? I don't know. Collecting them for a rainy day. Or robots for that matter. Where's my stealth mission to make a bajillion robots? I can do that now. I can quite easily do that. Making a bunch of stuff is basically what we do. I should have accepted that instead, actually. I don't know what I was thinking. We're really good at making lots of things. We're not so good at actually getting points. But, you know, you live and you learn. So where are we sending our stuff? What are we doing? Where? Here. Like this thing is taunting me. So how can I? Where are microforges when you need them? That didn't work. Let's just make a thing. These. Oh, maybe chips, right? There's one. Neato. What? That doesn't look this, right? Have a look-see, or just do the thing? Have a look-see first. Oh, another one. Nice. Right, make a robot. I mean, that does give us a use for the chip. It's closer by. It'll be our 39th planet. Oh no. Okay, with taking 6 as collateral. Maybe not. Maybe we'll pre-build a bunch of this stuff instead. We can't afford to, but... that's fine. Boom. Okay, that's one. Now let's go fix this first before I get a... we got a headache, but... why? You could send things here. Go down there. These long distances are hurting me. That's one. That, right? No. $24 pulp is still not bad though. I could do this with a regular relay if I so desired. It's fine, I think. Although, you know, I am missing a chip here, but that could come from up there eventually as well. I don't know though. Infraway would make a lot more sense here. Also, you know, this connection. How are you still not happy? That? I think that's it. Stream splitting there. Where are you? Where are you? I could detect this for the last year, but no, we'll take stream splitting. All of the technology. Okay, send it in. 2 prosperous worlds. Okay, good. No telling me you need another source of water, but we'll get you some water. Don't worry. I know a way. Get a single forge world that prospers? I mean, I've been doing that, but... also for our last year, can we get the tech I really want, which is this? We can, right? No, It's 3 signs short. Yeah, we need a Silted mission complete. Because we get a tech discount for that. Invent 3 new technologies. Yeah, that's impossible. 7 more energy? I don't think we will. I mean, we could, but it would use all our money for the last year. I don't want to do that. There is more. There's asteroid, right? Asteroids! Where are they? This one? Oh no. An extra 1 month, right? It might just come in clutch. I think it probably will, right, given our circumstances. So, where do we get Prosperous Forge World? Forge World Prosperous. Where is it? Which one? It's super important. Here, this one. How do we get you to Prosperous? Like that. In fact, yeah, definitely like that. Right. Oh, no, you're using energy. You're using energy. No. You're also using energy. No. I can't use my robot. So what do I do instead? Import. Import. More import. Import everything. That's the answer. That is the answer. This, and that. That's the answer. That is the answer. Do it. Let's do it. Wait, why are you not? Oh, I can't do that either because you're getting energy. Import ore, then. They can get ore. Would make some good income too, but we're in the last year, so it don't count. Still, done. Yeah, 73 money only. New tasks available. Yeah, no. Remnant and more Forger Worlds? I wouldn't say so, no. Decline. And manufactured luxury. So now... 1, 2. Is that it? It's a bit lackluster and disappointing, really. Right? I still got 70 money left, so I still got a whole year, but kind of hard to collect all the money in it. There's still a couple asteroids here and there that we could maybe pick up. Right, this one, I can't drag them though. Not like last time, we can't drag them. It's like, how do we get the most out of everything here? There's like tons of stuff still to do. I mean, you really would like to send something in here. That would help a lot. There's so many options that we gave ourselves, but not enough time and things to do all these missions and all these things. Lots of like planets that aren't prosperous but are successful still, right? Also we have stream splitting. I can keep forgetting we have tons of tech, but I can't use them all, right? Very well. It's like all this stuff everywhere. Like I could send a human like nearly everywhere I want, but what does this do? It doesn't seem like the best use of my time, right? And that, but I kind of mispositioned that for that. So that's not going to come from there. I mean, I don't want it to either because there's a better source available. We're also taking some happiness for no export at various places. What about that? It's 2 happiness, right? Yeah, that's okay. And there's this one still, but I don't think I can solve that. Well, I did that to be able to complete the mission, right? So it's probably worth doing, but it's also all these food places that are just like sort of like they're just only a single export and no real good way to get multiple, because the colonies aren't connected into the infraway network. Because we kind of went with energy for everything at the past. I mean, we did solve a bunch of things with it, but it's like sort of like okay, I mean, fine. I get a prosperous there, but I think this one's probably the best option. Can we even afford that? I mean, there are still a couple of these left, right? Yeah. Let's take you. Even though there's 2 planets there, I'm not interested in getting any more planets. We've got to fix what we have. That's the thing, right, with the asteroid economy. You got to kind of like keep expanding to use it. And that's the reason why we end up poor every time. So there are like a ton of places that could, you know, send stuff in and out various ways, but none of it being all that useful. I mean, for income purposes, yes. And we're finally getting like a huge sum of income, but we're just 1 year late, right? Sort of like, yeah, I can do this, right? And then I can send you a good. And one of those. And what do you want? Another partner, really? That, right? 26. Do we have another asteroid anywhere whatsoever? I scan one over here. But I mean, right? We go to Colossal. we get some extra points for the size increase. We get some penalties for the struggling planet. I mean, okay. And then I can do this. I guess that's the end, right? And that, yeah, that makes you prosperous. Cool. Okay. Oh, actually, the score is not bad. Oh, wow. Okay. What a run. 15, 9, 15. I've got a lot of legacy points there. And Colossal, apparently. It counts for something now. Yeah, I think it counts for more than it used to. Does it? Well, anyway. Colossal Empire. Tough. Decrepit Ruins. 25,000. I think that's a win in my book for Decrepit Ruins. Let's have a look. 25055. Decrepit Ruins. Experimental Tech. What are all our things we got? Loads of things. Okay, well, I'll be recording this and like, jotting it down and spreadsheeting it. And then maybe I'll be back for one last run. That's a long run. I guess I could explain a lot and I thought about it a lot. Also, energy-driven industries made a lot of science for us as well. I've been noticing, right? All these colonies that are getting energy make an extra science from energy-driven industry. I think about it that way, so getting that early was actually a good idea. And we might actually have another record in our hands with the amount of tech we got. Okay. Well, be back soon.